Certainly glad you could join us today. That's just fantastic. We have instructors that travel all over the country, spreading the joy of painting. It's a little different. See, it's sort of round. This is an oval. A little different. Watch here, though. I'm going to fill it full of that color we just made. Just really load it full of paint. Okay, let's go right up here. Now then, you have to make a big decision. Let's say the little footy hill lives right here, and all I'm doing is just tapping. Isn't that fantastic? Look at all the little things it makes in there.
Hi, I'm Doug with the Bob Ross Company. Now you just watched Bob use the oval brush in his mountain scene to do foothills. The oval brush is a slightly different brush that Bob uses from time to time. Now you may have one at home that has a black handle. They're both Bob Ross products. They just had a different paint color for the handles in the factory. Now I want to take a little deeper dive into using this oval brush, and I've got 3 colors mixed up here for the foothill, and I just used a little bit of the mountain mix and added more and more white until I had 3 values, from dark to middle to light. And the way you load this oval brush is you want to hold the brush back here in the handle like a pencil. Now I'm pulling both sides of this brush through my lightest value, this greenish gray color, and then push the tips, real important, to push the tips back up into that paint. Now you'll see a little ridge build up there. That little ridge is on the end of that brush, and that means it's fully loaded and ready to go. So really easy to use it. You hold it back here on the handle like a pencil, and I'm just going to do a tapping motion and slightly curve down as I go to give it this undulating top for this foothill. So here we go. I'm just going to tap, and you can see this brush because it has this the rounded ends of the bristles. Just by tapping down with it, it gives me a round feel or a rolling feel to these foothills. And then just tap, keep tapping, keep tapping. Now it looks like this foothill in Bob's painting ends about right there. Really simple. Look at how quick that was. Now if I just take a clean dry 2-inch brush and tap the base of this now, and what I'm doing is I'm holding the brush back here on the handle, tipping it up towards the ceiling and tapping down with just the top parts of the bristles there. Now what happens when I do this is it's picking up a little bit of that liquid white that's on the canvas, and it goes sort of hazy or misty or foggy, and that'll be a good separator for our next row of foothills. And I just keep tapping, tapping, tapping till I mist and diffuse the bottom of that foothill, and I'm ready to go for the next layer. So I put my 2-inch brush down now. I'll pick up my oval brush again, and I will go to the middle value here. So that's that middle gray-green that I've got going there. Same thing. Pull both tips and push into that paint, push into the paint to load the end of that brush. And here we go. Here's my second layer of foothills, and because it's slightly darker, you're going to be able to see it against that lighter layer. Plus I've got that fog that I tapped in with the 2-inch brush, and that helps to separate it as well. And it looks like this one comes down to about here. I can pick up my 2-inch brush again and just tap the base of that like I did the last time. This is so easy and so fast. You're going to enjoy this brush. Bob really did design this to make it easier for everyone for certain things in the painting, and this is one of those times. You can also lift up slightly on the base of that just to give the feeling of a few little tree tops back there or what have you. And then I will go into the darkest value and begin my last layer of foothills. But it's the same thing. I pull both sides through, push the tips in. Remember to get that little roll of paint that now lives on the top edge of that brush, and then tap, tap, tap on the other side for a slightly darker range of foothills. And this comes down under here. And once I do that, I'll pick up the 2-inch brush and tap the base of that. So just repeating the same thing, but this couldn't be easier. It really is fun and easy. And like so, we've got a happy looking foothill. Thanks for painting with me today, and I'll see you next time.